So I'm getting on here to show you guys a recent purchase, and that purchase is the i2C T20 AI welding table. I got it from this place called Phone Fixing, and it took about 3 weeks to arrive at my doorstep. Now, taking a look at this thing, the first thing we see is a box, and this box is pretty. It has really nice photos. It has nice branding. We see T20 AI everywhere, as well as AI welding table. And if you look on the back, it has product parameters, warnings, it has QR codes, and a lot of stuff in the language that I can't read. If I flip over to this side, I see a product list, and this product list lets us know everything that we can hope to find in this box for the most part. We've got an extra 11 Pro Max module, a 12 series heating plate, 13, 14, 15, and 16 heating plate, as well as a universal standard heating plate module. Not only do we have those, but we also have a protective cover as well. Now, the first thing I noticed when I was going to open this box, besides the bright colors in the photos, is that this thing has magnets here. So I can open it and close it and open it and close it and open it and close it. And it's almost like addictive. I enjoy playing with this, but I guess I'll keep this box because it is reusable. So when I go to open it for hopefully the last time, what we see is almost everything. Here is our T20 welding table, which I will remove right about now. And below that, I have a warranty card. I don't know how long the warranty lasts, but it does come with a warranty card or a warranty CNRD, whatever that means. I also have an instruction manual, a user manual, and this will tell me exactly how to use my AI welding plate. One side is in a language that I don't understand, which is probably like Mandarin maybe, or Japanese. I'm not too familiar with those languages, but they do have an English side as well, thank God. And I am proficient in English. Now, what I have is a power cable. I like the yellow here. This isn't a standard power cable. I haven't seen this one too many times, so I hope I don't lose it. And I've got this switch, which allows me to power it on and off from it, because there is no way to power it on and off from the AI table. So I can use this switch instead. Underneath my power cable, what I have is my heating module or heating plates. This is what I read on the outside of our box under our label, which was called product list. So if we look closely, engraved in the metal, what we can see is XXS, XSM or XS Max, 11, 11 Pro, and 11 Pro Max. So this model is for that entire series. Now, I don't know if you know, but the extra 11 Pro Max require a lower temperature heating module because the solder is a lot lower melt. So I really bought this for the 12 series and up because the last time I worked on phones was the X through 11 Pro Max models. And I'm hoping to get better at these newer models and hopefully make some money. That's the goal. Here is a 12 series heat plate, and we've got 4 more. So let's see if we have everything that we need in here. Here's a 13 series heat plate. So we're going in order so far. Let's see if we can continue that trend. Here is hopefully 13. No. Okay, so here is our 15 series heat plate or heat module, whichever you want to call it. And this is our 14 series heat plate or heat module. And I am assuming that this is our 16 series. So I can work on almost any phone with this one AI welding table. I think that's pretty cool. And not only is it pretty cool, but it's pretty convenient as well. So that makes me really happy in the inside. So when I look at this AI welding table, the first thing that stands out to me is this big gray pad around our AI welding table. And this is a heat insulating pad. And at first I thought this was something that you should take off before operating your AI welding table. But if we look over here on the left side of our table, we do have slots for our USB-C as well as power cable interfaces, which means that you can have this thing going while you're using your AI welding table. But for the sake of the video, I will take it off because we want to see the welding table today. I mean, this thing is cool, but I want to see the welding table today. Show me the welding table. So here is our welding table. And what do I see? So I see an LCD display or liquid crystal display. Not often do you see a heating station or heating module or welding table with an LCD. I know my first one didn't have that. I see manual operation buttons. So we've got some buttons. I see rotary buckles. This is to hold our components in place. I see a speaker. I'm assuming that this is for our AI interaction system. And I heard the guy's name was Buddy. Here is our universal module. This was also on our product list outside of the box. And what we can do is we can take this thing out, but there's also something on the back. Yes, we have a fan built in to this T20 AI welding table by i2C, and that'll allow us to cool our boards down faster than normal after we've completed a successful iPhone motherboard separation. Okay, now let's get around to taking these welding modules or plates off. So like I said, now we have our universal module, and what we can do is slide our lever with this arrow here to our right. And if you looked closely and if you heard closely, then you had noticed that it popped up. That means that we can remove our universal module and we can put, say, a 12 Pro Max in. You put it in, or you slide it in, you push it down over our coils or springs, and you slide your lever back over to the left to lock it in. Next, I want to turn it on because I'm interested in seeing how it works. It says AI, and if I hear AI, I'm expecting a lot. I mean, AI is a buzzword these days. So let's see if this thing is really AI or if it's all talk. I didn't know what to expect when I first bought it, but I am interested, like I said. So the first thing we do after we plug it on is we will use our switch that I showed you on our power cable earlier. And as you can see, you get a nice beep and a nice song as well. So they serenade you when you power it on. So you know it'll be a successful separation. Now, what we notice is that we've got green here, and it says 14. Green means that it's either cooling or it's off. So it is not heating up right now. We can adjust our temperatures here, 205, and here, back down to 200 with our left and our right arrow keys. But like I said, green still means off. So if you want to power this thing on after you've set your temperature to, say, 200 like mine's is, you can hold your right arrow down. It'll beep, it'll turn red, and that lets you know that it is heating. If you want to turn it off, you hold your left arrow, you hear a beep, and it turns green. That lets you know it is cooling or either off. Now, I told you that it had a fan, and we are going through all of our functions that can be done using our manual operation buttons. So our last function is our fan function. We can power our fan on by holding our left and our right arrow keys down. You get another beep, You get a fan logo on our LCD. And if you listen closely, you can hear a fan. I will say it's not a super powerful fan, but I think something is better than nothing. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for, because it says that it is AI. It says that it is artificial intelligence. So I want to see how it is artificial intelligence. I'm going to pick up my owner's manual or my instruction manual, and I'm going to look at the English side because that's the side I can read. And if I open it up and go over long enough, I get operating instructions for our AI human computer interaction system. Okay. AI voice dialogue command, wake up AI robot. So all I have to do is say, hey, buddy.
Hi, what can I help you?
Okay. Buddy can talk. Turn off fan.
Okay.
So I just had a conversation with Buddy. I told him to turn off the fan and he did, which is pretty cool. Let's see. Hey, buddy,
Hello.
turn on heating.
Okay. The temperature will rise to 200 degrees.
Nice. So Buddy can turn on the heating. What else can Buddy do? Hey, buddy,
Hi, what can I help you?
increase by 5 degree.
Okay. Increase by 5 degrees.
Nice. So I'm not sure if that increased my final temperature, which is 200 to 205, or if it just increased the temperature that it was on by 5. I'm not 100% sure. Hey, buddy,
Hi, what can I help you?
turn off heating.
Okay. The heating has been turned off.
And it went back green again, and now it'll cool down. So let's kind of give you guys a bit of an update. So far, we have went over 2 ways to operate our AI welding table. Our first way was through our buttons. We were able to turn on fan, turn off fan, adjust heat, as well as turn on our heat and turn it off. We just had a conversation with Buddy. We did a lot of the same things, and that way was called our AI interaction system. Now we do have an LCD display here, which means that we can use our digital operating system to do all of the same commands. So if you want to go to our settings, well, I think that is what you would like to do. You're going to press your OK button here. And the first thing you get is language. It's on English. Like I said, that's the only thing I can read, so I'll leave it there. You've got our temperature groups. This allows for us to change our temperature easily. So if you want to set your temperature to say 190, 210, and 170. I know when I had my older heating module, it only had 2 settings. It was 180 and 200. And I would take off or separate motherboards at 200 and place them back together with 180. So if you want to use temperature groups, you can just set 2 or 3 temperature groups and change between those 2, which makes heating and cooling a lot easier. You've got our cooling set. So this allows us to place a timer on how long our fan is on. We've got countdown. This allows us to place a timer on how long our heat is on. We've got brightness, which speaks for itself. We've got about our device. AI voice, we can turn Buddy either on or off. Temperature curve, safe set, factory reset, which is not what we want to do now, and language again. So I'll just press English. Now we're back home and it says 205. So when I told Buddy to increase heat by 5, he was increasing my final heat by 5, not my current heat. Okay, now here is the final test. I put in my 12 series heating module or heating plate because I have an iPhone 12 Pro Max iPhone motherboard, and I want to conduct an experiment. The experiment is I had this older heating plate, and it was for older phones, say X through 11 Pro Max. This heating plate separated my X through 11 Pro Max iPhone series very easily. It actually was amazing when it comes to those older phones. But when I want to do 12 series and up, it was extremely difficult and it took an extremely long time to separate those devices. I think the solder, the factory solder used in 12 series and up versus 11 series and below are different, with the former iPhones mentioned being 12 through 16 having a higher melting point factory solder. Therefore, I want to see if my i2C T20 AI welding table is up for the task when it comes to that higher melting point solder. So here is my 12 Pro Max. I will place it on my AI welding table and I'll tell Buddy, hey Buddy,
Hi, I am here.
turn on heat.
Okay, the temperature will rise to 200 degrees.
Okay, so my temperature will rise to 200 degrees. I'm going to allow this module or our AI welding table to heat up, and I will place some kind of maybe timer on our screen that you guys can see, and it'll count how long it takes for this AI welding table to separate this iPhone 12 Pro Max motherboard. So far, what I noticed is that once our heating module or our welding station got up to 185, it kind of stalled out. It's been on 185 for longer than it's been on any other temperature. And so I guess I will wait and see how long it takes to get up to 210, which is our set temperature for motherboard separation. If you're thinking about getting this AI T20 AI welding table. So far, not so bad.